Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a gorgeous Valentine's themed hair bow using just 4 small pieces of ribbon, so it's very economical. You don't have to make it a Valentine's theme, you could use any colours or patterns, any theme that you would like to make this, or just plain ribbon, it doesn't have to have a theme at all. I'm going to be using my little topper that I made the other day. This is a little clay shaker, as you can see. I did make a tutorial on how to make this also, so if you're interested in finding out how you can make your own little shaker, I will pop a link to the tutorial for this in the description below, so you can check it out after you've watched this video, or I will pop a link also at the end in the corner of the video. So to make this bow, you will need a tape measure. I've got a needle and thread here, threaded with some strong thread, and I've popped a knot in the end. I've got my viscose fabric scissors. I've got a lighter to heat seal the ends of my ribbon. I've got a hot glue gun already warming up, and I've got 4 pieces of ribbon in 2 different colours. Again, like I said, you could use 2 pattern, 2 plain, anything that you like. You can really experiment and make this bow your own. So all 4 pieces of ribbon are 1.5 inch wide or 4 centimetres wide, and all 4 pieces are cut to 22 centimetres in length or almost 8 3/4 inches in length, and that is 4 pieces, 2 different colours or however you like. So taking our lighter first of all, you will need to heat seal all of the ends of your ribbon. And as I always say, this will just get rid of any frays and also prevent any further fraying. So now we've got all of the ends of our ribbon heat sealed, I'm going to take 1 red and 1 pink and save 2. And I'm going to make 1/2 of the bow off camera, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the other half, because we make both sides exactly the same. So this is just to save time. I've made 1/2 of the bow ready, and this also then gives you a visual example. As I'm making the other half, you can see what we're working for. So that half I'm going to set aside in line with the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So to make the other half, you do exactly the same steps for both sides. So if you want to work along with the video, I'll show you how I did this side, and then if you want to then make the other half along with the video, just rewind it to the start of where I was making this half so you can work with the tutorial. So taking these 2 pieces of ribbon, we're going to line them up. So making sure they're in line and level all the way along. And then again, taking our lighter, I'm going to just melt the fibres in the ribbon and then pinch them together, and that will just bond them together. As they cool down, they will stick together. Be careful you don't burn your fingers. So as you can see, they're now bonded in place. You don't have to make sure they're completely solid, it's just to hold them in place whilst we're working on our bow. I'm just making sure they're in line along the length before I bond the other side. If you put them together and you find one slightly longer than the other, which I have here, sometimes it happens when you're cutting your ribbon, just give it a trim down so that they're both exactly the same. And again, using my lighter, I'm going to just melt the fibres in the ends of that ribbon and squeeze them together just to hold them in place. So they're both now held together like that. You want the colour facing towards you, which is going to be on the sort of outside of the bow if you like. So this bottom piece here I wanted pink, and this little fold here is pink, and I wanted my red to be on the inside facing on the top. So I've got my pink facing up toward me. And next I'm going to fold this down, and I'm going to make it diagonal so that these 2 corners, so the bottom left corner and the top right corner, are together touching like that. I've got a fabric clip here which I'm just going to pop on there to hold it in place. So I'm going to pop the fabric clip there just to hold those two corners together for now. And then I'm going to flatten this down so I can get this top part nice and flat, so I can fold it in half, and we want to mark the middle. So folding this red piece here directly in half, and then again I'm going to use a little bit of heat from the lighter just to help mark a crease in there, so when I open it I can see that this is where the center is. And then I'm going to remove this clip again, and then I'm going to bring this left side and I'm going to fold it out over to the left, so it goes horizontally across there, straight across this piece of ribbon. And you want this piece here to be about 3.5 centimeters. So taking my tape measure, I'm just checking. So yeah, we've got that exactly 3.5 centimeters from here to this top corner. So keeping that pinched together with my thumb and finger whilst I work on this piece of the bow. We're going to take this piece now, which is sticking out toward the left, and we're going to fold this round the back. So I'll just show you that again. You're taking this piece here and you want to fold it round toward the back, and you want to line this inner corner up with the crease we made in the center, like that. I can remove these fingers now, grab my clip and just pop that on there, and that will hold that in place. So this is what we've got now. And then this piece coming down, we are simply just going to fold this upwards. And again, we're going to line this inner corner up with this central mark that we made. And you want those ribbons at the back to be touching. Don't overlap them, you just want them touching and in line with the center. Again, taking my clip, I'm going to clip that on there to hold it all in place. So this will be the front of the bow, and this is what the back of the bow will look like. You should have all of that pink ribbon showing, or whatever colour or pattern you're using. So now we're ready to sew in our pinch. I'll just use a pen and I will mark on here so you can see how to place your stitches. So we're going to do 8 stitches across. So we're going to aim for our first one in the corner as always, our second one in the middle, and then 4 along this middle part here. So I'm just going to carefully remove this clip, keeping them in place. And then our third stitch, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So as you can see, we've got 4 on each side, 2 in the ends and 4 in the middle. So this is how you want to place your stitches. Again, I'm just going to pop my clip on there just to ensure that is all held in place. And then taking my needle and thread, I'm going to start making my stitches. We always go in through the top for the first stitch. So in through the top toward the bottom for the first stitch, pulling it all the way through to the knot. Then coming back up through from the bottom for our second stitch. And then making sure these corners are in line. And then I'm going to make my third stitch. Making sure you don't go through the thread here because you don't want to make a knot in your thread. And then our fourth stitch coming back up through the bottom. And then I'm just going to keep this pinched together whilst I remove that clip. Then going back in for our fifth stitch. And then our sixth stitch. I'm just making sure I've caught those layers in between, which I have. And then our seventh stitch. And then our final eighth stitch coming up from the bottom toward the top. So this is what it looks like on the front side, and this is what it looks like on the back. You should have 4 stitches on each side. And now we can pull on this thread to form our pinch. giving it a pull. And once you're happy you've got that end all nice and cinched together, you can just go through this last corner, catching a couple of the layers, and then on this second go I'm going to go through, and before I pull it completely tight I'm going to go through this loose loop a couple of times, and that will form a knot to hold that stitching in place, and then I can trim off that excess thread. And then I like to just use a lighter on there just to get rid of the ends of the cotton and make sure that it's nice and flat. So as you can see, these two pieces are now exactly the same, and we're ready to now join these two together. Taking my hot glue gun now, excuse the state of it, it has seen better days. We're going to join these two halves together. And then taking a clip now, you can stick this on an elastic or a headband, whatever you prefer. I'm going to use this double-pronged 45mm clip. You can use up to a 65mm hair clip on this bow because it is big enough, but these ones I just like, it's personal preference. And I've got a piece of ribbon to line my clip. Again, that is optional, personal preference. That is just something that I've always done. So I just pop some glue on there, stick it on the underside of the clip just along the pinch part, push it into the part that you pinch and over to the top. I don't need to place glue all the way along because of the gap in the clip. I've cut this piece a little bit too long because I did do it by eye, to be fair. And then I'm just going to place some glue on this last length, and then when I open the clip and fold it over, that will hold that all down in place. So that is a half lined hair clip. Again, that is just something that I like to do. I'm going to now add this to the underside of my bow. So when you add your clip to the underside of the bow, you want this piece here where the ribbons touch to be central, because then you know your clip is on straight. So we've got our clip on there now. And then we're not going to see whatever we wrap around the middle because I'm going to be adding my little shaker, this one here. So I'm just going to use some red ribbon around the middle. So taking my 1 centimetre wide ribbon again, I'm just going to heat seal that raw edge, pop some glue on that end, and I'm just going to wrap that around the centre a couple of times. So starting on the underside, central to the hair bow. On the first wrap round, I like to add a little bit of glue just on that join, just to make sure that keep covered with this ribbon. And then I'm going to go around for a second time. And then trim it off on the underside, leaving enough to wrap under the clip. Again, heat seal the raw edge. So that is the main part of the bow now made. Isn't that a gorgeous shape? I do absolutely love this hair bow. And now we're ready to add our shaker in there. And as you can see, I just love how this frames my shaker. To add this shaker, it is made from clay, and I used a canvas background, the heart pattern background. So I don't need any special glue for this because it's just fabric going onto fabric, so I can just use my hot glue. So I am actually going to add the hot glue to the middle part of my bow. Quite a fair bit, because it will spread as I push this down. So I'm going to line it up and then push that into that hot glue. And then I'm going to add a few more of these sprinkles to match my shaker. So I've taken out a red, a white and a hot pink pair of lips. Isn't they cute? I love these little sprinkles. And I'm going to attach these now to the corner of my bow. And to attach these, I like to use my gemstone glue. This takes a good 15 hours to set, but once it sets, it makes gemstones actually washable on fabric. So I really do like this glue because it holds the solid on there. So I'm going to apply a touch of the glue to the back of these little lips. And there you go, there is our finished Valentine's themed hair bow featuring this gorgeous little shaker. Again, I will link the tutorial for this in the description below, and also all of the products I've used to make this hair bow will also be linked in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you press the bell button, that will turn on notifications. I'll be back again soon. Bye!